How do you define Christian nationalism?
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act and placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control. In addition, I'm employing the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
To Heritage President Kevin Roberts, this is a Christian nationalist plan to end what he calls the Great Awakening and, quote, rescue our kids, reclaim our culture, revive our economy, and defeat the anti-American left at home and abroad.
Written by a prominent conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025 is a plan to fundamentally reshape America. Its 900 pages set out how a president should expand their power.
God bless America.
Project 2025, I've said 100 times, I know nothing about it.
The key player here is Constantine. In 321, he calls the Council of Nicaea. He begins to favor Christianity. He doesn't make it the official religion of the empire. That comes later. But he does favor it. He wanted Christianity to help unify the empire.
Pastor Doug Wilson is a self-described Christian nationalist on a mission to make the United States a Christian nation and the entire world a Christian world. Over the decades, he's built an international network of more than 150 churches. And last month, he opened a new one, just 3 blocks from Capitol Hill.
I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his new church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
The Christian world is remarkably united when it comes to honoring the first day of the week as the day when the Lord is to be worshiped. But when it comes to our theology of it, we are all over the road. Our practice is largely uniform, with a handful of exceptions, but our thinking about it is varied and inconsistent.
In recent years, he's attracted widespread attention online, amassing over 2 million followers on Facebook for his highly controversial political beliefs.
The Associated Press said that Joe Biden is president. Ha!
He is one of many fundamentalist pastors generating large social media followings by preaching politics from the pulpit.
But we shouldn't talk politics and religion. Says who, Satan?
In the summertime, the church holds an event they call Freedom Sunday, a patriotic service blending piety and politics. Imagine a cross between Easter and the 4th of July, where congregants are decked out in red, white, and blue, wave American flags, cheer at indoor fireworks, and worship to the battle hymn of the Republic just as they would with any traditional hymn. In 2020, the annual service climaxed with Pastor Robert Jeffress preaching to the congregation a sermon titled "America is a Christian Nation," in which he spoke out against the idea that the Founding Fathers intended the country to be a secular nation without religious influence, with church and state totally separate.
Shadow of Mount Ararat, Armenia stands as the world's first Christian nation, and today, one of the most threatened.
From the Vatican. In his nearly 1-hour annual speech to diplomats accredited to the Vatican, Pope Francis spoke of the rise of nationalism, warning that the re-emergence of populist and nationalist ideologies is progressively weakening multilateral institutions and subsequently creating a general lack of trust, a crisis of credibility in international political life.
In 2023, Azeri forces overran its region of Nagorno-Karabakh, forcing more than 120,000 ethnic Armenians to flee their homes. Now religious freedom advocates are calling for action.
Non c'è spazio per I pregiudizi dal prossimo, per la logica dell'esclusione che vediamo emergere purtroppo anche nei nazionalismi politici.
Today, we examine a revealing report that highlights a movement gaining increasing influence in America's political and religious landscape: Christian nationalism.